Hey Barbie, so do this makeup look with me while we talk about why you should never settle for less. So let's get straight into it. Why you shouldn't be a pick me, why you should be picking these men carefully instead of worried about being picked. You are not the one being picked. You are the one who picks, okay? Many men are gonna like you, many men are gonna come up to you and want you, but it's up to you to pick which one is the best for you, okay? It's not for you to be picked amongst these women. That's not how it works. I'm pretty sure I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Make sure you have standards. Make sure you know what your standards are. If you're above the age of 18, I'm not talking about young teenage girls. When you're young, enjoy life, be careful, be smart with what you do. But above the age of 18, you need to have set standards that you know what you're looking for. And once you have those standards, you do not lower them for anyone, no matter how much you like a guy. You have those standards for a reason, okay? Because you deep down think that's what you deserve. And that's what you should deserve, of course, 100%. And when men meet you, they will, by looking at you the way you are, they will know what you deserve. If you are out here accepting the bare minimum, accepting any man that comes into your life, doing anything they want without you having a certain standard or a certain expectation, certain things that you would not allow, if you just allow anything, any type of behavior, because now they think you deserve less. But if you hold yourself and your expectations to a certain standard, it doesn't matter what you have received in the past, what type of treatment. You could have been dealing with the worst guys. If you set a standard for the new guys that come into your life, they will automatically think that that's what you deserve. They will think that whatever you require and whatever you expect is what you deserve, okay? That's why you should expect what you want, and you will get it and you will deserve it, because that's how men value you. Men value you based off how you see yourself, okay? And that's why I'm telling you not to be a pick-me. Don't be out here trying to make yourself more attractive, more appealing to men because you think that's what will make them like you and pick you. No, you choosing yourself, you wanting yourself, you appreciating yourself is gonna make them pick you and think, wow, okay, she's someone worth having. Now, the downfall of knowing your worth and stuff is that, of course, you're gonna repel a lot of men, a lot of low quality men, and you're gonna start to think, oh my god, like,
am I even pretty? Like, why do other girls get more boys than me? Or why do other people have boyfriends and I don't have a boyfriend? Why is it so easy for other girls to have a roster but I don't have a roster?
Baby girl, it's a good thing, okay? Because when you have standards, you're obviously going to filter out all the people you do not need, meaning you're going to be dealing with a lot less guys now, and that's okay. Realize that what God or the universe wants for you will be given to you, and what they don't want for you, what God doesn't want for you, he will filter out. So it doesn't matter if you haven't spoken to or been approached by a guy in months and you're starting to question your worth. It just means that you are too good for the guys that you're in proximity with. And you just need to be patient and you will find the right guy as long as you keep your standards. But never ever let yourself lower your standards just because you think you won't meet who you want to meet, or because you think those standards are too high and it's been like a year or two and you haven't met anyone that meets them, and now you're like, okay, you know what, this guy's pretty nice, I will just go for him. No, no, and no. Because the reason why I'm saying don't ever settle and don't ever lower your standards, because now they'll treat you as what you accept. Men treat you as what you accept, okay? So if you accept the best, you'll be given the best, or if they can't give you the best, they'll run away and go to a chick that expects less. If you expect the worst, you accept the worst, you accept the bare minimum, they will give you the bare minimum. Even if a guy was a really nice guy and wanted to treat you like a queen, if you are always declining, if he offers to give you something or buy you something or help you with something and you're saying no, it's fine, you're always expecting the bare minimum, then he will eventually start to give you the bare minimum and be like, okay, clearly she doesn't want my help, clearly she doesn't want me to buy her anything, I'll just be here. Wow, okay, this girl is really easy to get along with, like I just have to exist. And then they'll just start existing because you didn't want to set that standard, because you accepted the bare minimum. If a guy comes into your life and he's not what you really want, but you're bored and he's attractive or whatever, but then he treats you horribly, but you accept it because, why not? Live life, live for the plot, right? Then that's the treatment you're going to receive. So please, you have to actually know your standards and know what you accept and what you don't accept, and never ever budge on that. I'm telling you, there will be so many guys that come into your life that try to either lower your standards or tell you expect too much, or you're never going to find a guy like that, or start like cussing out your whole gender and be like, oh, this is why women, this generation of women. And you're gonna sit there and be like, no, I'm not like the other girls. No, I believe in 50-50. No, I don't want a guy to pay for me. I like to work. I don't mind working. Girl, then you're gonna be a slave. You're gonna be working your whole life trying to chase a check to pay these bills, give birth, be working a full-time job and a full-time job at home, you're going to be exhausted and wrinkly, and you're going to be looking at these other younger women and be like, oh my god, like, why don't I look like this? I remember when I used to look like this. Oh, I miss being young. No. Then it's going to be too late. You need to pick yourself and choose yourself and love yourself now. Okay, now, right now. Your next boyfriend could end up being your husband. So you need to be very careful about that. You need to be very, very careful. When you meet a guy, you need to be thinking long term. Evaluate his whole character. Would he be a good boyfriend? Would he be a good husband? Would he be a good father? If you guys was to break up, how would he react? Would he be a good person to break up with? Because some people are crazy. You can't even break up with some people. They won't even allow that. They will kill you if you break up with them. So you need to be very, very careful of who you let into your life. You can't just let anyone come into your life because you're bored, because you have no one else. Come on. You will get the treatment that you accept. Okay, so if you keep complaining about guys treating you so bad, that's what you allow into your life. I saw this TikTok, right, of this girl talking about how she went on the worst date ever. And then she proceeded to explain the date, how the guy took her to the supermarket for a date and they walked around for like an hour or two. And she was saying how even that, she thought it was a stupid date. Baby girl, you agreed to it. You agreed to go there. And then proceeded to spend 2 hours in the supermarket with that guy. And she said that, you know, she got bored, but she was like, why not? I don't mind this. So then she started to say that the whole time he was making stupid jokes that just weren't funny and he just really wasn't her type of person. And then you still proceeded to spend 2 hours in the supermarket with him. But that's okay, right? Sometimes you just want like to be safe and not destroy a guy's ego, so you stay on the date. But then it gets worse. She wanted to go home after that, so she finally spoke up, and then she wanted to go the straight way, but he suggested a longer route, which she did not want to take, but then proceeded to say, okay, you have the full right to tell him, I think I'm just gonna go home. Or if you're more worried, if he's more of like a crazy guy, fake a phone call, text your friends to text you something like you need to go somewhere urgently. You know, there's many ways you can get out of situations, but do not stay in situations that you don't want to be in out of. I feel bad. Throughout this long walk, he continues to make stupid jokes and annoy her. When he then, after he bought a lot of things from the shop, he asked her to hold his things. And she said, okay. A woman holding a man's things, right? Mind you, he wasn't doing anything. He just asked her to hold his things. Then he convinced her to sit down on the bench. She did not want to sit down onto the bench, but she said, okay. Once again, babe, you could have been like, I really have to go home. But no, you proceeded to say, okay, despite not wanting to sit down on the bench with this man. But like I said, I'm not gonna judge anyone for not being able to say no, but that's just something you also need to work on if you want to have standards. You need to be able to say no, or at least, like I've mentioned in my other videos, sugarcoat it. Learn how to sugarcoat saying no. Learn how to lie and excuse yourself out of situations you don't want to be in. It might sound awful advice, it might sound like I'm giving you immoral advice, but at the end of the day, if it means protecting yourself and your time and your energy from bad people, then do that. If you have to lie a little bit to a man, do that. Men lie to you every single day about things you wouldn't even know. They lie about everything, okay? And most of them aren't even good at it. So why do you feel bad about lying to a man? Do not feel bad about lying to a man. Because some of the men are very toxic, very manipulative, and they will prey on weak girls who don't know their worth and destroy their life. So that's why I don't want you to be those weak girls who are gullible and will let anyone ruin their life. Okay, you need to be smarter than that, please. So yeah, so then she proceeded to sit down on this bench holding his stuff, and while she's holding all his stuff, he asks her to open his water bottle. The girl then proceeds to say, I can't open your water bottle, I'm holding all your stuff. And he's like, open it. She kept saying no, and he said, open it. Now, I'm not even going to deny that this guy is a horrible human being. Of course, wasting the girl's time. As the story proceeded, it was evident to me, and the girl said it herself, that it felt like he was doing it on purpose. Like he was increasingly asking for more and more things because he can see that she's uncomfortable. So him asking her to open his water bottle with her hands full of his things was him just taking the mick out of her now. She then, after many no's, said, okay, fine, put his stuff down to open his water bottle. And this man, with full audacity, said, put it in my mouth. As in, baby him to drink the water. With his hands free, relaxing. She's the one holding all his stuff. She had to put his stuff down to open his water bottle and now put it in his mouth. And then that's when she finally said no and, decided to go home. But baby girl, this is a perfect example. I'm not even bringing this up to like shade the girl. Honestly, no. I understand it. I know it's harder for some girls, but the reason why I'm saying this story time is because do you see how this guy started taking advantage of this girl? Because the girl in the video herself said that she's more of like a shy girl. She feels uncomfortable saying no to people, making people uncomfortable, so she kind of went along with it. She said that the whole time she was going along with it. And he could 100% see that. He can 100% see that this girl is low-key a doormat. This girl will accept anything just to make you feel comfortable. And that's exactly who you should not be. You should not be the girl that makes everyone comfortable. When you walk into the room, people should be like, because you look so good and you carry yourself with so much confidence, people who don't have that confidence should be uncomfortable. Like, damn. And you should be okay with that, okay? Not everyone is going to be comfortable around you, and it's not because of you. Some people's insecurities just show when you glow, okay? That's just it. It's not about you. I'm not telling you to be out here like walking into rooms and making people uncomfortable on purpose. I'm not telling you that, but I'm telling you to be okay with the fact that sometimes you will be in uncomfortable situations. But yes, so this man saw that this girl is the type to quiet down her needs and her wants just to make you feel comfortable. So he then started taking advantage of that and asking for more and more things. He asked her to sit down on the bench knowing she doesn't want to sit down. He asked her to hold her things knowing she didn't want to hold his things. He asked her to open his water bottle knowing that she didn't want to do it and put it in his mouth. He's taken an absolute mick out of her because he can see that she will allow it, and she has continuously allowed it the whole date. He has noticed that she's probably not comfortable, but she's going along with it, so he's going to take advantage of that. And not all guys are like that. Some guys won't take advantage of you, but the ones that will, look for girls exactly like that. The type of girls that wouldn't say anything just to make you feel okay. The type of girl that you would ask her to do something that she doesn't want to do, but just to make things okay, she'll be like, fine, I'll do it. No, and this is how many girls get sexually assaulted too, because they're scared to say no. Baby girl, please. If you're in a dangerous situation when you're dealing with a potentially dangerous man, sugarcoat it. Find ways to get out of certain situations. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to straight up say no, I don't want to do that. Learn how to sugarcoat. Make up excuses. Say your mom needs you. Say your best friend needs you. Say you have to go somewhere. Say you have something booked. Make up a lie. Make up an excuse to get out of there, but never ever go against your wishes and your wants and needs, and never go against what you don't want to do. If a man is asking you to do something that you don't want to do, you do not do it, okay? You do not do it, because then they will start asking for more and more things, and they will start making you allow more and more things, and that's not what we want. Absolutely not. So this is why I don't want you to settle. It's not about, you only deserve princess treatment and you deserve the best. Of course, it's that too. But it's also because when you settle for less, men will give you less. They will try to push your boundaries. I swear, some guys test you. They will do things on purpose just to see how far they can go. Just to see what you will allow. And that's what that guy was doing in that story time. He was testing her. He was trying to see how much he can get away with before she flips out. He was trying to see how truly weak she was and how much he can control her and manipulate her. And that's what manipulative guys do. But if you are the type of girl who doesn't have standards, you're at risk of meeting guys like that who will take advantage of you, okay? And even if you are like that, if you settle for less and you accept anything and you meet a good guy, that good guy will eventually start to treat you bad because he will realize he doesn't even need to put in that much effort to satisfy you. So this is why you should always know what you want and stick to it. No matter how much you like a guy, no matter how strong the apparent connection could be, no matter how attractive he is, realize that there's always better. And I know when you're a bit younger, you struggle to find the reasons to leave someone, or you struggle to find how you might find someone else because you're living in the moment, you're living in the right now, and this is the nicest guy you've met so far. So you think it can't get much better than this, or you've had some horrible exes and you think that this new guy who treats you good is the best it can get. But honestly, I promise you, every time you think that there isn't better out there, there is better. Never ever allow yourself to stay in a situation where you don't want to be just because you're scared to hurt someone or you're scared to speak up for yourself. That's something you need to learn how to do. Speak up for yourself, because if not you, then who? If not you, then who? No one will be there to save you, okay? You have to save yourself from certain situations. And the best cure is prevention, okay? The best way to deal with toxic guys is to not deal with them. Do not deal with guys who will manipulate you, who will bring you down, who will lower your value and your confidence. And I swear, any guy who does rude banter with you, who makes rude jokes about you, who talks down on your image or whatever, talks down on you, period, as a joke, to make it funny for you guys to bond, run. Please run. I don't even care if that's your thing. You need to raise your standards and realize that's not a way of flirting. And if you're a girl that does that and likes that, then baby girl, you're gonna have to realize that there's a problem with you too, and you're probably insecure and projecting your insecurities on other people for making rude jokes. I know you might not like this, I know a lot of you might be offended by this, but I'm telling you, any guy who makes rude jokes as getting closer, he is insecure. He is insecure. He's not happy with himself, so he wants to bring you down. He doesn't want to see you happy. He wants to ruin your confidence. I've never understood guys like that. When I speak to a guy and he starts like making rude jokes about me, like, haha, you're fat, haha, you're ugly, I don't find that funny. You'll get blocked straight away if you say anything rude about me. I don't play like that. If a guy likes you, why would he be talking down on you? If a guy likes you, he should be wanting to tell you how pretty you are and how you're perfect and all these things. But why would a guy who likes you be telling you that you're ugly and fat? I don't understand that. So run away from guys like that. I promise you, in the long term, it will not pay off well. He will slowly degrade your confidence, even if you had it to begin with. If you didn't have it, say goodbye to any confidence that you wish to have with a guy like that. If you don't have any confidence in yourself, you should not be dealing with guys who talk down on you as a joke, because that will not help you. You need guys who uplift you, guys who tell you how pretty you are, even if you don't believe it yourself. But then again, I always say, before you love anyone, you need to love yourself, because that's what I'm saying. Now, guys who are toxic but a bit nicer might come into your life and call you so pretty and sweep you off your feet, and because you don't believe you're pretty deep down, you're gonna accept it when someone else calls you pretty, and then when someone else calls you ugly, you're gonna be depressed. And that's why it's important to have self-confidence. You need to believe that you are so beautiful before anyone else tells you, so that way no one can put you down. You need to uplift yourself before anyone else. Otherwise, when other people drag you down, you will be dragged. And you don't want to be dragged, and you shouldn't be dragged by other people's negativity, because they're literally just projecting. Any guy who makes any rude joke about you, they low-key think that about themselves, or they want you to think that about yourself, so that you don't know your worth and you don't find someone better than them, because they are worried that if you know how pretty you are, how nice your body is, how beautiful your soul is, and your personality, and how funny you are, they're scared that you're gonna find a guy that treats you better than them. So that's why they try to drag you down and tell you that you're ugly and you're not funny and you're fat, so that you think that, and you're like, you know what, if I'm all these things and he still loves me, then maybe I should just be with him. Maybe he's the best. Oh my god, look, like, he knows I'm fat, he knows I'm ugly, and he still loves me, he's still here, so maybe he's the one. That's how they get in your head. That's actually how they get in your head. And you should never let that happen. You gotta understand, this goes for girls and boys, okay? When people talk bad about you, most of the time it's not even about you, it's about them. That's how they talk to themselves in their head. You gotta realize, all people are reflections of themselves. How people treat you is a reflection of how they treat themselves and how they talk to themselves. But if someone is always hating on people, putting people down, just know that in their head they're beating their own selves up. They probably hate themselves and think,
oh god, I'm so ugly, I don't deserve anything. Oh, like, why do they have that but I don't have it? Why does she have this but I can't have it?
That's how they think in their head. And they can't. That's just how they're programmed. That's how their brain works. So of course, when they think about other people or talk to other people, that's what's gonna spill out that same negativity, because that's just how they're wired. They are just negative. And then positive people are just gonna be positive to themselves and to others. That's just how it works. It's not about you, it's about how people are programmed. You have positive, good people, and you have negative, evil people. It's just the duality of life, okay? So just avoid the negative and go to the positives, because the positives is what is going to make you more positive and make you love yourself more and feel appreciated. And you deserve a good guy, a guy who uplifts you and tells you how pretty you are. You don't deserve a guy who puts you down. But yeah, I hope that helps, because I don't want to see you ladies suffering, okay? I want the best for all of you, and I want you to know what's best for you too. And never go for anything less than that. And now, highlight and we're done. And that's it. This is the makeup. Let me just brush my hair real quick for you guys, so you guys can appreciate the whole view. Okay, so this is the final look. I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoyed the advice. I hope you're gonna take it and listen and do whatever with it what you wish. So bye.